Alright, so welcome back. Got another episode coming in. We're going to kind of go over now how to play. Some things you might hear about how to play and whatnot. So, just some like vocabulary, I guess mostly. So, you've got your guitar now. And there's a lot of different things you can do on the guitar. You can play a singular note at a time. You can play a chord, which would be multiple notes at a time. More of a strum, and it might not always be all 6 of your strings. Could just be 4. And then you can also, there's strumming. You can strum with a pick or your fingers. Strum out a chord with a pick, strum out with your fingers. And then there's also the finger picking variation, where you'll be picking at the notes and not strumming. You're just picking with your fingers. So there's a lot of different things, and a lot of songs will have components of, like different components put together, and you just got to put them together. And there's palm mute, which is where you use the palm of your hand to kind of press down the strings over here gently to give it a muted sound. And you can do a hit like where you mute the strings, but you're still strumming them. It's more like percussive, but you can do that, throw it in a... Or, you know, if you want to sing and you want to get a little quieter, you start singing and you go... Just to kind of bring the guitar down and give your voice some more room to come into the song. So when it comes to reading music, there's a lot of different things you can see on how to play a song. I don't really deal with sheet music. I think that's more complicated than it needs to be. For a campfire guitarist, one thing I'll do a lot is I'll look at it'll pull like the chords. I just want to know the chords for the song, and so it'll have the lyrics and then just a chord above the lyric when you play, and then listening to the song, you can kind of learn out the strokes. There is a downstroke, upstroke. The strumming pattern is what that would be called. So down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. You can kind of get that from the song sometimes, or if you watch a tutorial, they'll explain it, or sometimes the what you find on the internet will have it in there as well. You know, this strumming pattern. That's always helpful. So then the other thing you can do is tabs. It tells you exactly the notes you're going to play, not really how to play like sheet music. So you'll have that. It's kind of like a guideline of what to do, but not how to do it. And you can do that just by listening to the song sometimes or working through it. But it'll give you the notes, and that's what I read a lot for a lot of songs. And a lot of people read that. You can find the tabs for a lot of songs online. But you'll just go into it, and it'll be like a specific note. There's a lot of different notations on tab. So you can have a hammer-on, they're notated like this. So it's basically I'm going to play the note and then put my finger onto the next note without plugging again. I'm just going to press my finger down so it makes that note. And it doesn't always have to be from open. There's a pull-off. Whereas you're going to play the note and you're going to pull your finger down and off, and it's going to play a pull-off. It's like the opposite of a hammer-on. You can have slides. You have like a vibrato type deal. It's not as common on an acoustic, but you'll see it sometimes. You'll have X's through when you're playing muted. There's a hammer-on pull-off. same thing as a hammer-on and a pull-off, just put together, you know. The bottom of it will be your low E, your 6th string. That's their bottom bar of your tab sheet. Low E. Also, before you go, I'm going to do some drills, like I said earlier, that I think are helpful to practice with finger accuracy, muscles, and strength. And I guess I'll just grab a third one as well. I guess the third one is just going to be go through your chords and just like randomly pick chords and practice switching to different ones. That's always helpful to just get used to switching around from one chord to another. Because there's some that are super easy, like a C to an A minor. You just move one finger, keep the other two. But then there's some that are hard, like a D to a B minor is more difficult. So you just gotta practice moving them around and, you know, really learning or training your fingers where to go and giving them a memory of that. Alright, so for this drill, I like it a lot because it works on your finger accuracy, their flexibility, their strength, weird shapes that you might encounter. Basically, you're going to start on your high E. I usually play it open, and then I'll put my index on the 1st fret, and then build up to the 4th fret using my other fingers. So now that I've got these 4 fingers down, and I hold them all down, I'll pick up my index in my middle, and then I'll go up. All while keeping my other 2 fingers planted to work on those weird shapes and the strength of my fingers. Then I'll start over. And now I'll do my next 2, middle and ring. And then you just keep going and work on different combinations. So as you can tell, I need a little more practice on these because I haven't done them in a while. But they're super helpful. And then once you go through them, you can do mix and match with your pointer and your ring, and then your middle and your pinky. Go through those. And then as you get better at it, you can try and keep a steady tempo throughout, follow a metronome. I saw it on TikTok somewhere. So this is the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale, something like that. So what it is we'll start 3 up here on our 3rd fret. It's going to be 3rd fret for all of them, all the strings down, and you're going to go index, low E, and then go up to your 6th fret with your pinky on your low E, 3rd again, and then you're going to go to the 5th fret, 3rd, 5th fret, 3rd, 5th fret. Then when you get to your B string, 3rd, 6th fret, 3rd, high D, 6. And then once you reach the top, you'll go back down. And you can work on that. That you can go start anywhere, and it's the same shape everywhere. So that's just like a very common shape, and I think it's good for building your finger strength once again, using your pinky, and it's a good warm up, gets your fingers moving. And as you get better and better, you just go faster and faster. Yeah, so those are some drills for you. Alright, hopefully this was helpful and not too all over the place. I don't know. I'm sure you learned something, hopefully. Deuces.